This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show.
Because you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this again.
Yes.
Did you get it?
It wasn't as good. It was still very good.
Make it better.
It was still pretty good. No.
That was perfect for me. I was like, is that what it feels like?
Oh, destiny. Yeah, well, I just like watch. I'm using my extremely trained editor eyes to watch the first frame of your hands moving, and then I start clapping right after that.
What if I do it from outside the screen?
No. You leaned
You
back.
beat me to
You
it.
leaned back. I thought that was the movement.
Because if I clapped here, I would have hit myself in the face.
Oh my God, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What the fuck?
Well, I'm recording again on my end.
Let's just, for the heck of it, like as a fun little game, let's just do a clap to sync our audio. What do you think?
Well, I think it's going to break the internet again.
Okay, let's try it.
3, 2, 1.
All right, sick. Now we sit here for 5 minutes while we wait for the USBs to disconnect for no reason. You fuckhead. This is you.
I am a
You're
fuckhead.
Ryan sat there just mouthing words at me.
No, I turned the volume down.
Oh, clever girl.
Clever.
Girl.
I've got hardware over here that I can go,
I'm a female velociraptor. This is the podcast.
Is this what we do? Is it how we get all our fans?
I think so.
Friends and fans?
Until
I'd like to start off the podcast by
Okay.
apologizing.
To?
We've got an apology to our listeners. Dylan Pollock, and then also our listener Dylan Pollock, aka Keen Machine,
And Dylan Pollock.
and Dylan, all the Dylan Pollocks. I kind of like rage quit Instagram recently because I felt like I was wasting my life.
I was like, what is he apologizing for? Oh God.
Yeah, sorry. So I popped on there to do some business stuff the other day and saw that I had like 20 something messages, and I don't know when I'm going to respond to them, but like, I love you.
He doesn't. He's lying.
Just you probably, some of you out there probably have my phone number. Just use that. That's fine.
It's how it goes.
It's just how it.
We're living in
I
the
don't know.
future.
We're living in the future. You should just do away with your social media and do nothing but listen to our podcast.
Social media should just be you and me giving out our phone number.
Yeah. Okay.
In general to everyone.
Jamie, I don't know your phone number.
It's 5. You get that? Oh, you don't know it by heart? Yeah, I don't know yours either. I've talked with multiple people about that. They're like, I'll remember like childhood friends' house phone numbers, but I can never remember. Like, I didn't know my wife's phone number for a couple of years into us dating, and then she's like, "Oh, I put in my phone number for the Safeway rewards or whatever." I'm like, you mean where I just hit the name Jessica and it calls you?" I don't know what that is.
I have a Laura's number memorized. I have Kimmy's number memorized. Both of them are very
It's
repetitive,
1-800-WE.
that might be it.
But I just
But same
said,
thing. Friends' houses from like the 1990s.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I'll never forget those.
Yeah, why would I not know Will and John's phone number? You know,
Right.
So I can just call their parents now anytime that I want.
Jamie, what if we try to memorize each other's phone numbers?
Then we would, I guess. Yes, and always yes.
Oh,
and. What?
You got a Portland area code.
Yeah, all of Little Bus has a Portland area code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're somehow connected. Is it with a 4 in the one that you are in? The big bus one has a 4 in it?
It does, but I don't have that number. My phone number's from California.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I always have this fun thing because people in Oregon are really particular about hating Californians, I guess. So when I give my phone number, they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Well, my phone number is from California, but I'm from the Northeast."
Don't worry about it. I drive fine, you say.
No, honestly, the thing I tell them is like, I know rain and cold more than you guys do, in kind of a Ron Swanson way, and they generally shut up about it, so that's cool.
My sister had a friend, when it's really super rainy, she would always be like, "How do you drive in this? Oh my God." She's from California. I should have mentioned that was the
by
whole point.
Using the gas and brake
that's
and
exactly what we said. We push the gas pedal, and we turn the wheel. Yeah. Don't you slip around if it's flooding? But no, just go.
I think the big Californian friends, I got a little bit of of advice for you. You don't have to push the gas pedal all the way down in one go. Mm-hmm. Just so you know. I love you.
You can ease into it, yeah.
You can ease into it, and you don't even have to get to, like, I don't think I ever hit even like 60% gas pedal.
I have gone full, like, floor it a couple times because they're coming out of my old apartment.
There's a street race.
Well, yeah, I was in Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift is why. Yeah. In real life. That was actually a documentary about my life. Of all people, it was me. But yeah, no, I had like a street right outside our apartment that was 60 miles an hour. And I had
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like
No, I'm not talking about the one you know about. That was an apartment here. Yeah.
Oh.
So I just have to immediately I'm off to the races. And so I would just immediately like crush it into the floor and hear my car just, whoa, God, every time. But I'm like, I gotta go to work. Sorry.
Did you also scream along with the car, like in solidarity?
Yeah. Freeze, I said. This is episode 130 of Jump on the Bat-Wagon. Holy shit, that's a lot of episodes.
Oh, wow, that actually feels kind of heavy. Whoa!
60 miles an hour. I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel. I'm here to show my good buddy Brian.
And I'm going to get a package on my doorstep.
Okay, the entire DC animated universe from start to finish in the controversial Airdate order so that he may view these shows the way human beings experienced in the far gone days of the 1900s. I have to wait for him to come back to do the at the time of this recording thing, or he'll be mad at me that I skipped it without him. I hope you're enjoying the intro to this episode, listener. Just for the sake of waking him up, Ashley Touchin', Ashley Touchin', Ashley Touchin'. Okay, I think I've done my civic duty. Civic.
And I'm Brian.
Oh, I said Ashley Touchin's name multiple times.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, thank you. At the time of this recording,
it's 4:59 p.m. But just wait, I'm gonna hold my breath and it'll be 5.
Okay, we have to wait now. Hopefully it started. Hopefully we looked at the clock at exactly 4:59, so he has to hold his breath for 60 whole ass seconds. Actually, I can check that, but Brian won't know.
5.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right, he didn't have to do it. He's still alive. Oh, okay. I have to preface this with something. So when we were recording at your house like a month ago almost now, I told you that the name of the next episode was Little Girl Lost. And your guess was that was Supergirl's origin story, which was the correct guess. Yeah. Except I'm a fuckhead and I didn't tell you the right episode name. Which is somehow, I explained this to the listener last time, but somehow I had put the date that this next episode we're watching like a month farther in the future than I intended to. So it was farther down the list, but someone called me out on it and I wanted to make sure we watched it at the right time. Like
Thank you, somebody.
Yeah, listeners always call me out on it if you're like, why is that the next episode? That's not right. So the next episode that we're watching today is actually called Mean Seasons. And do you want to guess if it's Batman or Superman?
Superman.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I be happy? Oh, God. Yeah, so the new Batman Adventures is streaming on Max.
My dog.
And available on DVD and Blu-ray. Whoa.
That was the fidget spinner.
Oh, I thought it was a dog bark. Damn. No, man. You could have told me it was a dog bark.
It was a dog
and your
bark.
Other dog. If you'd like to follow along, you can head over to bit.ly/. patreon.com/watchdcau. Links in the show notes.
Hell yeah.
Mean Seasons, first aired Saturday. Do you want to guess what this is about at all?
I was just going to say.
First aired Saturday, this most recent Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday, 2024. All of them. Seasons. I mean, if it's Batman, I want to say Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, that would make sense, but no. It's a new villain.
Seasons Girl. Origin story.
Very, very close, yeah.
Just going with it. Keep going then.
All right.
That's good enough of a victory for me.
Seasons Girls Origin story. This first aired Saturday.
This Saturday.
The end. That's it, yeah. April 25th, 1998. Not May, whatever I had it as before. At 9:30 a.m. on Kids WB. This was 38 days after the release of Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero.
Oh, shit.
Now, so far, our new Batman adventures have been identical in air date and production number, but we have not that for the first time for this.
Pop the champagne?
Cork that champagne. We got air date number 9, production number 13. Don't know why.
It's unlucky.
913. That's, I'm not going to continue the joke from there. Story is by Rich Fogel, written by Hilary J. Bader. Director is Hiroyuki Aoyama, who previously directed Two's a Crowd, Ghost in the Machine, and Bizarro's World. Music is by Shirley Walker, and animation is by Tokyo Movie Shinsha. Baby.
Love it.
Me too.
I'm in love
Seasons
with it.
Girl. Head over to the link in the description to send us a Yoppie beverage and support the show. We'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode. We'll also do a push-up for every $1. God damn it. So send us coffee for our health and your entertainment. Should I put God damn it in the middle of that?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so. I won't.
I was in a church today, so.
Oh, yeah. I said that in a church on accident once, and then my dad called me out on it, and I went, oh, fuck. And then I went, oh. I just kept going, cascading. I can't not. It's how I talk. It's from Lenola Cola.
Hey.
Who told us before that this was supposed to line up with Joker's Millions, and it didn't. I may not be a millionaire, but you guys can make me feel like a yappy dude for my 27th birthday. Wish I could have made it 27 coffees. That's okay. It's 5, so we have to do 25 push-ups.
But like, happy birthday from Yoppie Dudes to you. We wish you were a millionaire so you would buy us 27 Yoppie Bevs.
Hey!
I think I went like a weird syncopated at the end there.
Yes. Okay, we do 25. Oh, God. Yup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I like that you're just counting for us. I'm not saying anything.
23, 24, 25. The 100 made me stronger.
I think
Thank you,
so,
Justin.
Jamie. I'm proud of you, man. That was good.
I took no break. Except now I'm just going to be really out of breath.
Have you been practicing?
No.
Oh.
My arms are just so big now, as you can see that clearly.
Oh, he's got
don't even
big Superman arms.
Well, you better believe it, everyone listening that can't see my arms. Do you want to go watch Season Girl? Or whatever you said.
Maybe that's the subtitle of the episode.
Or just, do you want to go watch Season Girl?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. We'll see. Okay. We made it through 14 minutes of with it not doing a thing bad.
Wow, that's a new record.
Here's all the news items from both August 7th and April 3rd dating back 10 years.
Make it 20.
My, we're being thorough today. Okay, now I'm cross-referencing Donna Day Fashions and Gotham Motors for any common names, places, events. Ta-da!
Who is she? She looks familiar.
She should. Paige Monroe. Her face was just about everywhere for a few years. She used to be a spokesmodel for a number of major companies, including...
Let me guess. Gotham Motors and Donna Day.
Right, until both companies announced they were dropping her in favor of a new youth-oriented campaign.
On April 3rd and August 7th. I do remember. Pretty girl.
Don't you mean woman? She was your age when she made that commercial, Bat Boy.
Yoppie dudes.
Yoppie, the men.
Yop.
Can we take a second to talk about how we had the 4th highest t-shirt sales out of the Watchtower database store?
Yeah. With 11 total shirts sold.
That's still surprising.
There's 11 people out there with a Yoppie dude shirt, and that's pretty cool.
I mean, there's technically
like that.
13 because we have them as well.
You're right. But we don't count. We're always Yoppie dudes.
Yeah, it's
We
true.
started the movement. We started this company. You know how much we sacrificed? He made a cameo in the episode when that pumpkin got thrown. Although I said hobgoblin, I think. Anyway, do you wanna tell me what the fuck happens in Seasons Girl the movie?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll play the song anyway.
Okay.
Sing up, what you just watched. Sing up, take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
Cooney Phoenix.
Can you
Where's
please tell me what?
Where's our Cooney been?
Maybe also not Instagramming. I don't know. Or maybe
Could be.
only Instagramming.
Why? Maybe this too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I get the occasional, if I share a story of the new podcast episode on Instagram, Cooney will also share it every time.
That's true.
That's nice.
That's true.
It's a nice
That is
thing.
true. We got a Cooney out there.
We got Cooney in the
We got
woodwork.
Cooney in our heart.
Cooney in the soul, Cooney in the tell me what happened in the episode, please.
Okay.
The enthusiasm is radiating off of Brian like nuclear power. I don't know. Radioactivity is what I was trying to say, but my mouth said
That's
different
cool.
words. Yeah, I thank you.
Listeners, strap on your seatbelts, especially if you're about to drive a car.
Yes,
And,
hopefully you're already
we're-
wearing them.
We're gonna do a rap.
We're gonna do a rap.
poke rap.
Oh, he wasn't gonna do it. Okay.
I am 100 years old, and I'm here to say,
Seasons Girl episode kind of lame.
there it is. So we start off. There's a fashion show, and someone shows up with a bunch of Easter gear and some Chippendales dancers.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah,
The henchman.
and she's the head of the Chippendales is like, I got eggs, and here's an exciting surprise for you. And
You're making
throws
it
an
more
egg.
out to be more than it was. He just threw
Yes,
eggs.
I am. I really am. I'm gonna try to make it better. And then she throws an egg and catches the announcer lady who looks kind of like that other lady whose name I can't think of right now.
I think I know who you mean, but I can't
And then
think of her
there's
name either.
a General Motors, Gotham Motors auto show.
What? Mm-hmm.
And then girl shows up with her Chippendales and 4th of July, we're
Chip
gonna
and Dale.
we're gonna catch you.
Fireworks. they say.
We're gonna catch you with our hat fireworks and our American flag banner, which kind of throws like a spear and then behaves like Indiana Jones's whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And boy, do they
there's-
ride the whip in that segment.
They sure do.
The guy
Hi,
gets
Rose.
slammed into a car engine or whatever, and it eats him.
Yeah. And then the last one, I'm already blanking here. Hold on, I can use my memory. This is fine. I have short-term memory. Ready for this? Are you ready
Yes.
for this?
Yes.
She's in black, and she
Nope.
blows leaves in. Oh no,
No,
she
she's
was
in red.
She was in red again.
Yeah.
And
Green, then yellow, then red, then black.
Oh, I thought it was red first. Never
I
mind.
don't know.
Um,
Chip and Dale. Now it's
Okay.
red.
so she's in red, and it was
Dinosaurs.
What was the?
She blew leaves, and then she ran away.
Oh
and then
no, it was
dinosaur.
for a TV show. It was for a TV
yeah,
show
yeah.
thing. There's all
Teen
this.
Cop. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Those shows
By
are
the
good.
way.
Yeah.
The like model girls show about models going to school, and it's tough for them. And one of the girls' forehead starts at the back of her head, and that's interesting. And then
Hey, don't make fun of women's looks in this episode, Brian.
oh, yeah.
That's what we learn in the episode.
It's just a really weird, like, they're models, and they drew like a facial proportion thing for like the whole show.
I really like her really stale delivery of whatever line she has. Also,
I mean, that was
do not worry or what?
The satirical TV show thing was the best part of this episode. Anyway, TV shows. Somebody else gets abducted by, I don't even fucking remember.
It was the TV executive guy. They wrap him up in the. No, that was the. No, I don't
American
remember.
Flag. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Anyway,
they blow leaves at him and he goes, whoa, I'm captured now.
Bruce and Batgirl fight a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
And then they find out that she's at her old nightclub, like who she is. And then the guy who's going to retire, Bruce, is like, hey, don't worry. Capitalism exists. You don't have to retire anymore. You can work forever until you're unable to, old man.
Yes, thank God.
Goes, yeah, all I want to do is work for the man. And
I love Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He's Batman, he says. Oh, wait. How do you know that?
He's Jeffrey Bezos.
Yeah.
And then Batman and Batgirl go to the club where the girl is, and they beat up the three henchmen pretty easily. And then the girl is the bad girl who's this, like, she used to be a supermodel, and then she turned 30 and nobody loved her anymore. Mm-hmm. And then they wrapped her up in a rope at the end.
You delivered that about as well as Forehead Girl. They wrapped her up in a rope at the end. Oh, I love you guys. What does Teen Cop say? Like, education rocks or something like that. That was really good.
Educate your yop.
Yes. The
Teen
official
yop.
Synopsis is one sentence. Fashion turns deadly when Paige Monroe, a disgruntled model, creates seasonal chaos and a series of not-so-pretty kidnappings, I can talk, as she avenges, much to Batman's dismay, the age-conscious trappings of a youth-oriented fashion world. There are so many hyphens in this description.
Is it all hyphenated?
We got not-so-pretty, age-conscious, and youth-oriented, all like really back-to-back.
Nice.
Someone likes
I want to say, I want to start here.
Yes.
Let's start
I'm present.
with this.
I'm good. I'm right here. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. Can you take off your shirt? Actually, don't worry about it. You can leave your maybe you.
Thank you.
No, if you,
I'll take off my.
You're free to take off your shirt if you'd like. Just saying that.
I'll take off my red, white, and blue
sash
sash thing, and then you go, oh God, and then you go, she wasn't taking her pants off. Okay.
Yeah, that like first far out view of her, like just in the yellow suit, kind of looked like the first thing we see of her in the yellow kind of looks like she's not wearing clothes, which is it's a very form fitting thing. Anyway, so right off the bat, not off the bat, like
right off the bat. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a thing now.
I will say I really I appreciate greatly the social commentary of this epised.
The creepo, hey, I can get you a job if you want.
The Harvey Weinstein, like all that, like that shit. The whole like supermodel who like turned 30 and suddenly she's like invalid, even though everyone thinks she's gorgeous. She's just too old or whatever. Like, yeah, cool. Like, I absolutely stand behind this. Absolutely great message. Good job, everybody. So now and to rip dinosaur. On the episode.
There's also a dinosaur.
and then there came a T-Rex. Yeah. Who the fuck was piloting the T-Rex?
That's what I was going to talk about was like, is she, because she presses the on button and then it goes, I'm sentient, and starts attacking them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like identifying targets, like multiple targets. Also,
having emotions.
Like, Batgirl, like holding them back with a batarang or grappling, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like it's strong enough to pull down a full lighting rig. It breaks a cliff in half. How strong is Batgirl?
Right.
3,000 out of 10.
Usefulness,
Holy shit. I was waiting, like I saw the like sort of like political commentary and was like, okay, I get it. And I like just kind of like laid down on the couch and pet Maxwell and watched everything go by without much reaction. And I was just kind of like waiting for the like big, like, we're going to have like a to-do about this.
Mm-hmm.
And then Batman like wraps her up in the grappling hook thing and she struggles a little bit and that's it.
Yeah.
Harvey takes off her mask.
You said very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that was supposed to be the big twist or whatever. Was like,
oh my
she's
God,
not actually
she's
ugly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Which, like, let's just jump back to that bit where I was talking about the like political commentary of the episode, because like looks don't matter, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's not about someone's beauty. So why is the punchline she's still beautiful?
I get it that it's trying to do that. She sees herself as like a horrible monster because society made her feel that way or whatever. Or these people made her feel that way. But she is conscious enough of the fact that that's bullshit to be doing all of these crimes and kidnapping these people. But she still somehow is, oh my God, I'm a hideous monster. Like, I don't know. It got to her enough that it made her insane, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff with the Batman villains of like, oh, maybe we've tiptoed just a little bit too far into like making fun of people with mental illnesses. And like this feels like a slight stray into, okay, I get what you're doing, but it didn't have to be. Like, I do think it's a cool reveal or whatever. Like, it's unexpected that like, oh, she like the Batman saying like, oh, she can't see that anymore. All she sees are the flaws. Like, okay, cool. But do some kind of examination of that more. Like, we don't really get to know who she is as a person at all besides Batgirl going, I Googled her and it said this. And Batman going, yeah, I think I recognize her from magazines under my bed. And then Batgirl's like, pretty girl. Yeah, creepo Batman man. That's true. It's this lady.
She's
that
like,
you know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I found those. They're right actually in the Batcave. They're right over here on the computer. But yeah, I don't know, like with like Clayface or somebody that had a similar affliction of like, I'm really fucking, I'm ugly, I can't do this thing or whatever. We at least like had a whole episode of him not being Clayface first, where he's learning to deal with that and trying to figure out how to be, how like he's obviously going about it in the wrong way or whatever, but we have no idea who this woman is, and then she just shows up and I'm a monster, I'm bad.
Yeah, it's a little like, I don't know. I feel like I would have preferred more her to be empowered and like
by the end of it, she's like realizes that she doesn't have to do this at all or something. I don't know. Yeah.
And like, she didn't need to, of course, like we shouldn't like congratulate her for doing the like kidnappings and stuff that she did.
It's similar like, wavelength to Poison Ivy being like, kill all the billionaires who are ruining the forest. And like, yeah, you're right. But maybe, I don't know. Yeah. go about it differently. Yeah.
Yeah. And so with her, like, I don't know, like the show that the actual like ugliness is in those people who said you were no longer valid. And the only thing we worship is, you know, young and, you know, youth and beauty or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though she's like, everyone still says that she's attractive. So like, what's the point? It just didn't really hold water for me.
Well, I'm also thinking similar to Clayface, where the gimmick of his supervillainness is tied into his like feeling bad about his looks and feeling like he can't play every character anymore and that kind of stuff. Whereas this lady has those issues, and then separately she also does calendar related crimes or whatever. Like, she's kidnapping these people on the dates that are important to her, but in that,
so were those the dates that it was going on?
Well, Batgirl I think said like, oh, she was fired from this thing on April 7th, and then on April 7th she did that crime, or she put it on the calendar or whatever. But
I thought it was just 4, because otherwise, like, the first chick, the fashion show chick, was tied up for like 6 months.
Well, no, that's the thing is, there's a common misconception that this episode takes place over like months and months of time, but it's really that it's all happening in a span of a normal episode's time. But she's like just putting those dates on the calendars that she's pinning up as this woman fucked me up on this date and this guy fucked me up on this date. So she's just doing crimes related to the season of that thing. So it's just kind of like a weird why did you choose that? You could have chosen it to be anything. You could have chosen like, on this day I ate a ham sandwich, so I'm going to do a ham sandwich crime. Like it doesn't have to be related to pumpkins. You don't have to suddenly have a what's his face, the I want you guy, General.
Oh,
Uncle Sam, General Sam. That's who it is. Doing that hat or whatever.
Throwback to our general TikTok.
Yeah, go to General Sam and save some time. It's really sweaty in this room. Oh my god.
Sorry, Jamie.
It's okay. What else do you have to say about what I
said? Not much, man. Not much. The art was pretty okay.
It was good. Yeah, the dinosaur fight, despite it being like random and weird, the animation, that whole thing was like really good. All the different camera angles.
The like wind blowing, the leaves, like that was all like physics of it was really good.
I always point to that dinosaur scene as an example of some of the best animation in this show, of just like, there's a shot when we come back from commercial where it raises its head up like in like 3D space past the camera. Batman's hanging off its nose. It's flailing around and stuff. It's just very good TMS stuff that I like. And similar to, even there's a moment when they run out. Okay. I'm remembering something. Two things. When they run out of the building to greet the dinosaur. Firstly, Batman, in a cool way, he like, when they hear her voice come over the speakers or whatever, he like does this weird little trip himself up to stop thing. Like he's like, oh, hang on a second. And it was like just a very keen little movement he did to stop himself, instead of, I don't know, Dong Yang would have just had him stop, you know?
Right.
And, but his footstep sound effects when he leaves the building continue past when he's running. Like he runs out there to like look side to side. Where'd she go? He stops and you hear just tuk, 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 tuk. And then Batgirl separately tuk, tuk, up behind him, and I'm just like, whose feet were those?
He's faster than the speed of sound, Jamie.
Yeah, he's really fast.
His sound's got to catch up to him.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you the cast of this episode. Okay?
Great.
Okay. It's Kevin Conroy as Batman / Bruce Wayne.
Wow.
It's Tara Cherendoff as Batgirl / Barbara Gordon.
Tara Cherendoff.
It's Sella Ward as Calendar Girl / Paige Monroe. This is her only DCAU acting credit. She plays Detective Joe Danville on CSI New York, and Teddy Reed in 127 episodes of Sisters. Those were her two big things I could find. She also plays House's ex-wife, Stacey Warner, in House. I watched through all of House a couple of years ago, and I was like, hey, it's Calendar Girl when she showed up. And she was also the President of the United States in Independence Day 2. So there you go.
Amen.
I've got more trivs about her in trivs, but we'll get there. Barry Bostwick as Irv Kleinman, Harvey Weinstein. You will know him from Rocky Horror Picture Show, the main guy with the glasses and all that stuff. He's also the mayor in Incredibles 2 and Grandpa Longneck in The Land Before Time 14.
14!
We've been through this.
I know you did that just to get me again.
It did. I did. It did. I'm it. Tippi Hedren as Donna Day. This is her only DCAU acting credit. Also, her main thing that she's known for is she was the main blonde woman, Melanie Daniels, in The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Filmed in Sebastopol, California.
That's not a place. That's the crab from Little Mermaid.
Sebastopol.
Robert Costanzo as Detective Harvey Bullock. I don't know why he gets Harvey this time, but he does. Why not?
Yeah, whatever.
They give him full Detective Harvey Bullock, and then we get Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred. Mel Winkler as Lucius Fox, who I think you thought was Earl Cooper because he was just standing there talking about cars. But he looks more like Earl in this show than he looks like previous Lucius Fox. I feel like btas Lucius Fox, who we
honestly
saw twice.
Lucius, Earl, they're so fleeting. I couldn't pick them
they
out of the
look
lineup.
Almost identical.
It was more. I
don't
want to be like playing the race card too hard.
No.
It was just literally the fact that he was talking about vehicles. It was like,
yeah,
Earl.
No, I know. I know what you meant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Charlie Rocket as Frederick Fournier, who I think was the TV guy. Previously Guru in Never Fear, who's the guy in the white suit in this new Batman Adventures Scarecrow episode where he's like, hey, come to my speakeasy about Never Fear. That's what he said. Robert David Hall as reporter, previously additional voices in Heart of Ice and news anchor in Prototype. Bumper Robinson as teen cop. That's a person's name.
Wow.
He's played several characters in Ben 10 Omniverse. He has a bunch of other like DC adjacent credits, such as Deadshot in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game that came out last year. Or earlier this year. I don't know. I still haven't played it. Cyborg in a handful of DC video games. Falcon in a handful of Marvel video games. War Machine in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes animated series. Hotspot on Teen Titans. He played Dwight Conrad, Hermes Conrad's son in Futurama. He was also...
What, Bumper?
Yeah, Bumper Robinson.
I want to have a conversation with Bumper.
with his parents. He played young OJ in the O.J. Simpson Story, a TV movie from 1995, which I think would be, is that after the bad stuff?
1 moment, please.
1 moment, please.
I think it's after the bad stuff.
The Bronco Chase.
Yeah.
My sister's birthday, June 17th, 1994.
Okay, good. After. Dennis Haysbert as Barkley James. That's the guy that's like, oh, the summer cars, here they are. President David Palmer in 81 episodes of 24. He's had bit parts in Lucifer, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Wreck-It Ralph, and Night Court. Brought that for you. He played the Creature in one episode of Galactica 1980. Which was a sequel to the original Battlestar Galactica set in 1980 on Earth. It's horrible. You'll probably know him best as That's All State Stand. Are you in good hands? He's that guy.
Oh.
He's also a tribal leader in Duckman, Private Dick. It's been a while.
Thank God.
He will be back as other more notable characters later as well.
Okay.
And last we have Miriam Flynn as Zaftig Lady. What the hell is a Zaftig?
Don't worry about it.
What is it?
1 moment,
It's a type
please.
of bread.
I don't think so.
It's a way that it's a way that Russian soldiers exercise in the battlefield.
Zaftig, adjective, having a full rounded figure, plump. So it's Zaftig Lady.
So the lady at the fashion show that was like smacking her husband.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I like how that's the way that they had to describe it in the credits. Like, well, we can't say this, or this. Zaftig. No one will know what that means.
Okay, so in an episode that never mind.
Yes,
never mind.
I see where you're going.
I don't even need to.
This woman, Miriam Flynn, she was the voice of Ma in Babe, who was the like old sheep.
I like that. I was gonna say, like
yeah.
you said it like a sheep.
Thank
now
you.
I
did.
shut up.
Cousin Catherine in National Lampoon's Vacation, Vegas Vacation, and Christmas Vacation. Catherine. Grandma Longneck in The Land Before Time 5 through 13.
Oh.
And the Pinata Lady in The Emperor's New Groove, who was a very
Pinata
quick
Lady?
part. It's when Yzma is like falling down the hill covered in tar or whatever and feathers. And she's just like, ready, kids? Like, time to hit the pinata. It's just a very
Holy
small
shit.
part. Yeah. She was also additional voices in Duckman Private Dick. Thank you.
Dick.
Trivs. I'm just going to get right into it for you.
Tricky Ricky Trivs.
Hear my voice more. When Calendar Girl's henchman shouts, quiet, at the two captives, his mouth doesn't match the line. I also noticed when big glasses, dark, short hair, like fashion lady was like, I'll give you this. And no, I'll give you a car. All that when they're arguing. She says something where her mouth also doesn't move. And I was like, what is going on with the sound in this episode?
Nice.
Yeah. The newspaper headline is misspelled. Who is Calendar Girl? Did you catch that?
No.
With an ER instead of dar, Calendar Girl.
No, I missed it.
I didn't catch that either, and it might have been fixed for the Blu-ray. I don't know. I feel like one of us at least would have gone like Calendar. Nope. While they're not the same robot dinosaur, Superman also fought one in A Little Piece of Home. The pop-up trivia track for that Estes episode on the original DVD releases stated that the original idea for that dinosaur's fate was to have Superman gift it to Batman. but they hadn't met yet, so it didn't make any sense for him to do that. The Batcave in comics classically has a giant dinosaur in it. I don't remember what the original like story was in the comics for Batman to get a dinosaur, but there's multiple times throughout the DCAU so far where they've been like, maybe now's the time Batman gets a dinosaur, and then they go, no. And I think that we've finally officially seen him getting the dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah. The lineup of new GWB shows could be viewed as an unsubtle dig at Warner Brothers, which at this time was aggressively targeting the youth market with primetime series such as Dawson's Creek, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Felicity, and others. That seemed pretty transparent.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Warner Brothers lot and Water Tower.
GWB. It's not WB. Don't worry about it. The background music played before the GWB new fall season's presentation is strikingly similar to the title theme of Star Trek. That was when we saw like pointy metal boob girls standing in the corner, and you were like, oh, okay. You just went like, all right. I think that's already just supposed to, I guess, be kind of a dig at like 60s sci-fi like costumes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like would probably have like boob socks, metal boob socks, you know?
Metal boob socks, Jamie.
Do you not know this boob sock terminology?
Nope.
That's when like a superhero costume for a woman has like plates or like cutouts or whatever specifically for the boobs to go in so that they still form fit to the costume. So like
socks.
Calendar Girls costumes probably have boob socks. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was very that. Calendar Girls line, another season, another reason for making trouble, paraphrase a lyric from the 1928 song Making Whoopee. I don't know if you caught that or not. It's another season, another reason for making whoopee is the actual line from the song.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah. Okay, last couple of things. Calendar Girls, voiced by Stella Ward, an actress who at the time this episode was made was conducting a protest campaign against Hollywood's emphasis on youth and its harmful effects on public perception. In 1995, at age 39, Stella Ward was passed over for a Bond girl role for the movie GoldenEye, learning that even though then Bond Pierce Brosnan was 42, only 3 years older than her, the casting director said, "What we really want is Stella, but Stella 10 years ago." In response, she developed and produced a documentary, The Changing Face of Beauty, about American obsession with youth and its effect on women. So essentially the character that she plays in this, but less evil. Not evil at all, in fact, but yeah. I've always thought that was really interesting that she was going to be the GoldenEye Bond girl, and they're like, you're too old.
Who ended up being the GoldenEye Bond girl? Was it Halle Berry?
No.
Is it not?
Let's see. No, that you're thinking of
Tomorrow Never Die. Oh, Die Another Day.
One moment, please.
Famke Janssen is in it, and also
Famke?
Yes, she plays fucking Jean Grey in the live action X-Men movies.
Oh,
and also whoever plays Natalia in that movie, Isabella Scorupco. Okay, anyway, last thing I've got is when Calendar Girls thug hurls a bomb at Batman, for one frame there's a flash of light that's reused footage from the gas canister Superman ignites in the STAS episode The Way of All Flesh.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Jamie. Can we also say as a triv the whole Batman belt desaturating thing?
You said like Batman's magical desaturating belt or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it just him being like the projector shining on him, or what? What was that?
I don't know. It was during that fight, and like every time he turned, his belt went from yellow to gray.
I think it was like the shadow color or something, but I also wasn't looking at it. You were calling it out, and by the time I looked, it wasn't doing that anymore. So I don't know. I believe you.
Thank you.
Someone had requested that I share with you like a villain's original origin, comic origin. And I'm sorry, I've forgotten the name of the person that requested that, but there's a lot of
Put
you
it
now,
in the
so
comments.
yeah, it's there. Calendar Girl is an original character of the DCAU, though is heavily based on the comic supervillain Calendar Man, aka Julian Day, whose gimmick is committing crimes that correspond with holidays or dates. Yes, it's very funny.
Julian
laughed.
Calendar and like day, because calendar.
That's on there's days on a calendar.
Oh,
he first appeared in Detective Comics 259, September 1958, The Challenge of the Calendar Man, where he framed his crimes around seasons of the year, donning a different themed costume per season, such as a green and purple outfit covered with flower petals for spring, a hazmat suit with a bright orange sun on the front
isn't
for
a
summer.
Holiday.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, did you say
What?
season or holiday?
Seasons. I said seasons.
Oh, my bad.
Jesus Christ. A yellow and red
Unprofessionalism.
a yellow and red tunic with blasted leaves for fall, and a full body snowman costume for winter. I liked that she did the blowing the leaves thing. I assume that's a reference to him, but he ended the issue by disguising himself as a magician to perform weather-related cruelties on Gotham through the 5th season, Crime. Batman trips him with a whiteboard calendar and he is arrested.
Oh, so he gets arrested as anticlimactically
Just as easily.
Calendar Girl.
I was scrolling
Calendar
through
Girl.
Calendar Girl. I was scrolling through the comic trying to find like, okay, so we're almost at the end and he's still in his snowman costume. Like, how do they beat him? The final like 3 panels, he's just like, he's wearing like a turban. Like he's being a like, you know, stage magician of the time that's really racist. And he's just like standing there smiling about like, haha, I'll defeat him with the 5th season, Crime. And then Batman shows up and throws a whiteboard at him and he falls over and that's the end. Like he doesn't get to do anything. I have here in subsequent comics, Calendar Man returned in a bright red costume covered in calendar pages. And by the Long Halloween story in 1996, he'd shaved his hair off and tattooed abbreviated months of the year in a circle around the top of his head. And that's his current look, I believe.
I need a listener out there to get that tattoo.
It's just like Jan, Feb, Mar, Apper, you know, whatever around his head. Apper. All right. Keen effects, I guess, other than what we've talked about. You say some stuff. Fireworks.
Yeah, the firework hat was pretty good.
Yeah, and fingies. Firework fingies.
The fingies.
Yeah, where she's just like, pew, fireworks from my fingies.
Oh, I thought she was like holding a hat that did that. Because that's like the kid was like licking the lollipop and being like, oh, fireworks.
She did that and then she blasted them at Batman with her fingies.
Wow. How about fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex? That's
that was keen. That was keen. You don't like this episode.
I don't like this episode.
There wasn't any CGI, so we don't get to do CGI or CG name.
Thank God.
Where's Clayface? We're just sitting in silence. Oh God, where was he? Was he the pool that did ripples when the T-Rex was approaching? Was he
like Jurassic Park?
Yeah, you just went, had Jurassic Park come out? And I was like, yeah, for like 3 years ago or whatever.
He could have been that. I mean, why not? He could have been one of the models. Like, I'm too young to die.
Yeah. No, please, I'm Clayface. I have no quarrel with you, Clayface, she says.
But she was going to kill her. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. She grabbed her and then Batman's like, hey, don't. And she's like, I wasn't gonna. It's fine.
She was like, I'm too young to die. And she was like, you're fucking not.
Yeah, you're never too young to die.
And then Batman's like, don't kill her. And then she was like, I'm not. Who said anything about killing other than me?
I was just being
to this girl that I'm threatening to kill.
Yeah, I said it already, but I really like that shot of I guess it's sort of Keen, but it also doesn't make any sense, where Batman throws the Fabio-looking Chip and Dale guy into the car, and then the hood just goes boom down on him fucking hard.
It's a 1,500-pound hood.
Yeah, and then that guy's alive later somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Batman's usefulness. Oh wait, what do I play? I have the new thing.
What did Batman do? Did he get a 10 or only a 2?
2.
I really gotta know. Tell me now, what is Batman's usefulness?
Thank you, Legacy Michael Allen.
I mean, I'm kind of feeling it too. You know, I feel like it's so not so subtly projected into my head, but I also feel like Batman.
He did so in such a Batgirl
did the Googling.
Batgirl had Superman strength to hold back a T-Rex.
I'm gonna give him a 2. Fuck it.
Okay.
2. Think of a thing real quick, Bri.
I'm gonna give him 3 candy corn earrings out of 5.
Oh, that was
10.
good. 10. That was good.
Not the candy corn when it exploded.
I'm gonna give him 2 27th of Octobers out of 10.
Okay. Is that the date on the calendar?
One of them.
All right.
I think the other was like April 3rd. And, I don't know.
Are you a pro or anti candy corn man? Do you like it? I don't seek it out, but I think people make it out to be way worse than it is. Like if it's
the
in a
pineapple
bowl,
on pizza thing.
Sure. Okay.
You know, people are just like, oh, I have to hate it because it's some fucking social media trend, whatever. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, maybe think for yourself. Candy corn is not good.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing that's ever happened to the world.
Candy corn is not good, but I will eat it.
I think I'd rather eat candy corn than like, what are those little Tootsie Rolls?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know,
those
like,
are just tough to eat anyway. They like make your jaw hurt. It hurts.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm not necessarily like anti candy corn, but I'm not going to buy it.
Right.
Books or hip hop?
I'm going to say hip hop, but not in as enthusiastically of a way I might usually. It feels hip hop.
Oh, you know what it is?
It's whatever music's playing at the GWB.
No, it's hip hop Nelly from the fair a couple years ago.
Oh my God. That makes no sense to anybody. Nelly was at a fair we were at and it was bad. I guess that's the explanation.
Yeah.
Nelly only exclusively sang non-Nelly songs for some reason.
And for like 15 to 30 second clips.
Oh, yeah. Not even the full song.
He'd be like, stop,
y'all remember this from 2002?
Shut him down, open up shop. Okay, now play some Sugar Hill Gang or something.
Yeah, I'm Nelly. It's me, Nelly.
Also, and I feel bad about this one because after a documentary, I've got kind of like a little love for Shaggy. Shaggy's going to be there this year, and I don't know how I feel about that. I feel bad. I don't want him to be there. Shaggy, do better things with your life.
Don't go to the Oregon
You don't need to come
County
to Big Bus.
Yeah. Top 10. We have to do it. I'm not putting it on. It's not bottom for me. Sorry.
Oh, really?
It's fine. Yeah.
Let me look at my list.
I don't mind this episode. The animation's really good, and I think that the overall message is poignant and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the bottom 10 is usually ones that make us so mad or we laugh at really hard or whatever, and this one was just like, all right, this is fine.
That's fair.
But we almost have 10. We have 8 new Batman Adventures episodes.
We got one more to go after this.
I'm just going to be a son of a bitch, and I'm still going to put it above Cold Comfort, but I'm not going to put it above anything else. It's below Double Talk, Joker's Millions, all that stuff.
Okay, talk me through. You got to talk me through why it's better than Cold Comfort.
The animation's better. So that automatically gets it better for me. I don't know. The Mr. Freeze disappointing episode versus like I didn't have any expectations for this, I guess.
But like Spider...
It's got a dinosaur. They fight a big dinosaur.
But we got a spider head in Cold Comfort.
Yeah, okay. Do you like that? Do you like Spiderhead better than dinosaur? That's the real question.
Okay, Spiderhead versus dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do.
All right. Well, you can do what you want.
I'm
doing what I want.
I'm doing what I want.
What the fuck is this episode called?
It's called Mean... Yeah.
Little Girl Lost.
I almost... Mean...
You're putting it at number 9 under every episode we watch of this show.
Yeah, I'm putting this at the bottom of my list.
Okay. Understandable based on what you've been saying with your mouth.
Thank you.
Now we do the mail. And we hear other people liking the episode more than we did.
Yeah.
That yacht.
And then I'll tell Brian the name of the next episode that he already knows.
We drop
What we drop?
our weekly yachts
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box.
First,
There sure was a lot.
now Jamie's
Too
mad.
bad we're all
At least I am.
just Dylan Pollock.
Wow. Wait, I have 2 from Keen Machine. Which one am I supposed to read, Keen Machine?
We talked about this in the chat the last time I looked at Instagram, and it was Keen got it in late.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
He thought
My memory's
was getting
coming
it in
back.
on time.
My memory's coming back
Keen,
because
right.
I am not on social media anymore.
That's probably true. The solar flares are returning your memory.
Oh, thank God.
If you want to reach out to us like the Fire Hand at the End of World's Finest Part 3, you can send a punctuated email or 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel. But please don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian.
That's me.
That's Brian. This comes to us from Keen Machine, wouldn't you know it? Greetings, James and Brian. We finally made it to Sub-Zero, or 0 subscriptions will allow you to watch this movie for free. Sadly, I simply ran out of time to watch this one before writing in. And you also ran out of time to write this in. But before I get ahead of myself, let's discuss what I missed. Apocalypse. Now, part 2, honestly, I've watched this like 2 or 3 times. I don't have a visceral aversion to it like Brian, but I also don't find myself convinced to watch it repeatedly. That moment of Superman at the grave with the orange sky is iconic, so props for that. Joker's millions. If I hear one bad thing about the Joker redesign, okay, here we go. Just kidding, I'll save my rants for a proper voice message or live debate. This episode is great. Funny and quirky antics wrapped up in a fun old-school Joker story. Not often we get to have the Joker as the main character rather than the main antagonist.
Ooh, true.
You almost find yourself rooting for him because who wants to root for the IRS, right? Growing pains. When Liam from the DCAU review mentioned this as one of his favorite Batman episodes ever, I thought that was a bit of a hot take, so all the love this story received last week was a bit surprising to me. I guess I'm just heartless or need to rewatch this one because my memory of it is fine. Had no idea Studio Ghibli did this one too, very keen. Also really enjoyed the extra co-host. Dylan went to great lengths to disguise his voice, but it paid off. I was almost convinced this Rob was real, separate person. Very entertaining pod episode. We made it to Sub-Zero, but I fear I've taken too much time already, so I guess you'll have to wait a week to hear my thoughts on this movie. But I have a proper chance to watch it and pay $3.99 because I own the film, but my DVD player is packed away at the moment. Until next time, keep it keen. Keen Machine. Oh, P.S. The voice messages coming in as of late are just so good. The Weary Traveler's Journal, LexCorp PR, The New Earl Adventures, the demonic screams of James's son in the other room, and all the rest I didn't list here. I laugh out loud while listening each week, and I'm so impressed by the creativity. Yes, thank you. Dylan Pollock. Mean seasons like Wint Grr or You Suck or Spring Off a Cliff.
It's time for the thoughts of the week from Dylan Pollock on Mean Seasons or The Eye of the Beholder, because this is basically the Batman version of the Twilight Zone episode. So, do we think she hit up Chippendales for the henchmen? Or was there another gentleman's establishment that she perhaps found? Also, speaking of the henchmen, did we all see Fabio get both his legs broken when he's thrown in the car? And the hood snaps and shuts directly at Sneeze? That man's legs are done. He's not walking again. Also, pretty gross how things don't change, and Irv Kleinman is clearly some casting couch producer, gross dude. Like, ugh. Also, what's the message with Bernie? I guess to show that age is just a number, he's just another factor in that. But why can't Bernie just happily retire, travel, laugh, love Bernie, love? Anyway, you know what you'll love? The question of the week. James' favorite part.
Yes.
If you're attacking someone on a holiday, which one are you picking and why? I'm going with Arbor Day, and some motherfucker's getting a stick to the back of the head.
Memorial Day, and they'll just die.
They'll never forget.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get kind of dark with this one because I had this thought earlier this month.
You've already planned your holiday themed killing crime
accidentally. 4th of July, because with all the idiots. Well, I don't not to.
Go. What? Don't get political on my podcast.
Everyone, a lot of people have a tendency to light off fireworks at the weirdest times. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure you could just time a gunshot and light off a Roman candle and nobody would know. No one would think twice about it.
You're watching the go into the tube.
Pow!
And then just like us clapping at the start of this, you just time it so perfectly. Yeah.
I mean, because there's some of those, I was walking to this firework festival thing.
You were walking into the fireworks.
Yes. And it's just some people light them off through this downtown area, and they're just echoing through the streets. It's Jesus, that one legitimately sounded like a gun. And then I was like, oh, you know what? You could just kill someone on 4th of July. No one would know.
Hide that. Yeah. I feel like that's in some James Bond movie or something where they time it like that. Or there's some movie that does this. Maybe you've seen it and subconsciously remember. I don't know. Dylan, tell us next time. Maybe it's a movie to watch before we get shot during fireworks season. This is from Lemonade to Peanut Butter and Jelly.
Ooh.
Me again. I'm actually from Texas, LOL. I just called it uni because the name of the place ends with university and just didn't want to type out the whole thing.
I mean,
I don't believe it.
Are you from Texas or are you I'm from Texas. Yeah.
Can we say that unis from Texas are dumb? I skipped forward to listen to the Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat episode. Great as ever. The last episode I watched before this, Brian brought up how he had an idea how to insert both of you on the poster. I don't know what I should have expected aside from this. I think it was me that said that because I was thinking that while making the polar bear replacement drawings of us.
Aren't you Brian?
I am Brian. Yeah, it's me. I've been Brian the whole time. I'm Brian.
I'm Brian.
Joe was at my house, and I wanted his opinion on it because I was wavering between making us the polar bears or leaving the polar bears where they are, turning Mr. Freeze into me, and then having you be in the Nora case in the background, like, oh my God. I was like, nah, I think the polar bears are funnier.
Yeah, I like us as polar bears.
Yeah, it's good. Unlikely ally. Mean Seasons. Yikes. I suppose I'm slightly conflicted. On one hand, it's the worst and stupidest episode I've ever seen. This is in my bottom 10.
Yay!
Where is she getting her technology? Egg bombs? One egg bomb explodes into a ribbon and then ties up a person?
Yep.
She has Jubilee gloves. Did that Chippendales goon just throw a Zelda bomb at Batman and it exploded in his face and only cut his wire? Why are these Chippendale goons working for her?
Oh my God. We didn't talk about like the sharpshooter nature. Guys shooting guns out of their hands first chance. The guy throwing a bomb at Batman's wire and like hit. Oh my God.
Like first try. Yeah.
Fucking Chippendales, man.
Why are the Chippendale goons working for her? There's no money involved. Who are these people? No one noticed her wheeling in that insane industrial fan. Who the fuck is controlling that T-Rex? Is it Lex? I'll forgive it if it was Lex. Wait a minute. Did Batgirl just overpower the T-Rex? Why are they scared of this thing? Just punch it. On the other hand, kudos for addressing creepy people in power trying to take advantage of young women.
Yeah.
And a message about the dangers of vanity and a society that makes people think these standards are so important. It's nice in theory, if not in execution. That's literally what we thought of the episode was this comment, I think.
Yes. Thank you for doing our podcast.
Yeah.
Jimmy, delete the rest.
Yeah, I'll just put that, yeah. Also, why the fuck did Wayne have a mandatory retirement age? Glad he changed it. I guess. But why? I mean...
It's one of those things that, like, I don't think there should be a mandatory retirement age because, like, same thing. If you want to work at your job and you're, like, still like adept at it or whatever, like good for you. But
they didn't play that guy off as sad enough that like we only saw him one time and he was just kind of like, here's my thing, I'm leaving early. And then Batman goes, hey, you can keep working here if you want. And he goes, oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, you can and you will. Euphonium star damage report for Sub-Zero. Salmon, ice cave floor, Nora's tank, submarine crew, I counted 18, jewelry store window, display case window, dumpster and trash cans, fire hydrant, Belson's car, Dick's suit, table, plates, glasses, another table, bandstands, chandelier, 3 cars, about 9 more cars, toll booth gate, tank truck tank, 4 cop cars, motorcycle tail light, road guardrail, motorcycle, Dick's ribs, 3 air duct vents, Erlenmeyer flasks, beakers, test tubes, and flat-bottomed flasks.
God, props for knowing Erlenmeyer flask. Holy shit.
Pipe valve, door, syringe, Nora's bed machines, fuel bed machines, fuel tank wall, catwalk, fire hose case window, rope, more catwalk and railing, crane window, metal wire, pipe, fuel tank again, crane window again, Mr. Freeze's leg, rig landing platform, Belson's boat, Belson, part of rig floor, metal ceiling beams, metal pipes, Mr. Freeze's helmet, another fuel tank, oil rig, exploded.
Wow.
Cool. Good job. God damn.
That's a big one. I'm still curious about how they like go
keep
through
track.
And
yeah.
Writing them down on the fly, pausing it.
The banana baby, Mr. Freeze, translation, goo goo gaga. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Reversal. Ashley Touchin, does anyone find it ironic that the studio didn't want this to be a Bane movie because they wanted it to tie in with Batman and Robin, despite the fact that Bane was also in Batman and Robin? Overall, it sounds like this movie suffered from a classic case of studio interference. Ding. Also, on a personal note, I think this movie was responsible for me developing a crush on Barbara Gordon. I still vividly remember the first time I watched it. It was on Cartoon Network, but I came in halfway through and Babs was on screen and I was instantly smitten. I believe I ended up recording it on video the next time it was on, and years later, I think it was one of the first DVDs I bought online using my mom's credit card, with permission, of course. And yes, I was mainly motivated by my Babs crush. Don't judge me. Hey, at the party in the Nicole Kidman dress, she was looking very nice.
Looking an awful lot like a cartoon.
It sure was. All that aside, I think it's a pretty good movie. Definitely not in the same league as Phantasm or other DCAU movies you haven't gotten to yet, but it's far from the worst. Okay.
Oh. Okay. I need to hear your opinions.
Yeah, tell me now. Jungi Fulmer, Iceman can indeed make snow and had a skin covering made of snow instead of ice in the early years, despite being named Iceman. Okay, thank you. Banana Man says, okay.
Okay.
Yoppie Beyond. I've got Mr. Freeze in my basement. I just finished Joker used to be Homer Simpson, so that lined up pretty keen. That was the Phantasm episode. Only like 100 more hours of podcast to listen to until I make it to the read in Squidward's voice, future! Yeah, thank you. LexCorp cares. Hey, Jenga and Bananagrams. Just reaching out to weigh in. Bananagram says, okay. Just reaching out to weigh in on this season's trendiest story. Sent from a Jumbo Garfield quote of the day calendar that sits on my desk. Some days I look at it, watch it grow smaller as the year dwindles away, knowing that I too am dwindling, but most days I just get a little laugh. Boy, that sure is a wacky cat.
Hey, it's LexCorp again. I was just calling to say how glad I was to hear that Calendar Girl has finally been apprehended. You know, I don't think anyone was as personally victimized by Calendar Girl's attacks as LexCorp. Our spring launch of Kryptonite Rhinestone Jackets was completely ruined, and then on the 4th of July, our new launch of our new concept car was completely overthrown and overshadowed by those Chippendales dancers with fireworks. And we worked with Earl on that one, man. Earl. But I was just calling in to say how good that is. And then on a closer to home note, I wanted to let you know that Lex has decided to do away with the retirement policy at LexCorp. You know, it used to be the old rule was that you could retire at 70, but, you know, we talked with the team, with the family, really. We like to think of ourselves as a family. And we decided that, you know, at LexCorp, you can work until you die. It's just really heartwarming to know that I'll always have a place. Anyways, I hope y'all can find a corporation that loves you that much, but hope you have a good one. Bye.
Thank you so much, LexCorp.
It's just a little too reminiscent of Walmart taking life insurance plans out on their like elderly employees that they hire.
We like it. We like Walmart. We like LexCorp. Trevor West, Mean Season / Montoya and her job role at GCPD. Guten Tag, Brian and James.
Guten Tag.
I enjoy this episode for the social commentary on today's society and for adding another robotic dinosaur to this universe out of nowhere. I think I appreciate this version of the character more than the original Calendar Man himself. Our new Calendar Man's a woman. On an unrelated note, the question of Montoya's rank / position came up again in Sub-Zero since she was seen in a uniform again. As someone with a little job experience in this field, my old department used to hold sergeants and detectives at the same rank, more or less. It is possible that Montoya was either working an overtime, uniform-required gig when we were seeing her again, or it's possible she is subbing in for platoon sergeants or lieutenants, as I have seen happen before. Every department's different with their rank structure, though, so who knows? TM West. Okay. At least there is a possible explanation there. I would never have known any of that information, so thank you. Yeah. Charlie Niemeyer. Greetings, Jim Bob and Jim Bean. Jim Beam. What is there to say about Sub-Zero that hasn't already been said? It's a fine movie, although I did fall asleep while watching it several times back when it was new. I can only count on 1 or 2 fingers the amount of times I've made it through the movie without dozing off.
Oh my God.
You wanted to sleep? Oh well. I do remember. You don't get to. I do remember the CGI and blending it with the cell animation being a big deal at the time, and it looked pretty cool when watching a VHS copy on a CRT back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Seriously though, at the end, how loud were those guys watching the news for Victor to hear it outside in the howling wind?
Oh my God, just blaring.
Today's news from Gotham City. Make sure Mr. Freeze might be outside. Lastly, whatever happened to Summer Gleason? She's yet to appear in TNBA, and I, for one, miss her.
Yeah.
Anyway, stay yappy and dude-ish, Charlie Niemeyer. Thank you.
Jamie, did you ever have a movie that you watched to fall asleep to?
No. I would often, because I'm weird as a child, I would record movies onto cassette tape so I could listen to them in like car rides and stuff.
Oh.
And I would often fall asleep to like, I don't know, Toy Story, Aladdin, something like that I had recorded on just the audio tape. Yeah.
That's cool.
But not usually a TV thing.
I had a very... I don't want to get into it, Jamie. I had a very troubling time in my life. I was staying at a friend's house a lot. And I would always... Just one of the movies like in the room was that old Meg Ryan and I think Kevin Kline movie, French Kiss.
Okay.
I've probably started that film 200 times.
Why did you choose that one? Or was it just the only movie there or something?
I think, and this is something that's like true to this day for me, like I kind of have a weird appreciation for rom-coms. Like they're kind of they're just cozy. I don't know if that's too Norwegian, but like it's just a very like, whatever, and they're going to be happy in the end and like that's cool. But yeah, I would like to rewatch the movie because I remember it being okay. But
but you don't know the ending is.
I think I do because I like
made it through a couple times.
Made it through a couple times.
Yeah,
maybe more than a couple, but still.
I used to like secretly turn on the TV when on a school night or whatever to watch like Futurama, Family Guy stuff on Adult Swim, Robot Chicken, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and occasionally accidentally fall asleep to that, but often I would like have it on to try to fall asleep, and then I would just be too like, no, I gotta be curious. I'm watching. I gotta know what happens. So then it would not be a good thing. Ryan Hipp, Mean Seasons of the Vivitch. Def Leppard fucking rocks. No part of this was a bit. Okay.
I'm sleep deprived. I haven't eaten a goddamn thing today, and I'm going to be trapped in this parking garage for at least another half hour or so.
Sick.
This is a great idea. It's Ryan on the road in Atlanta. And yes, Brian, I did travel up from Florida to be here.
Florida.
How did you know? It's everybody's favorite. Teen Cop is one of the worst cop movies ever made. My voice is fucked. That probably wasn't even close.
I got it.
I hope we can all agree the WB parody was the best part of the episode.
Yeah.
What I would have enjoyed is if they had Nick Freno, licensed teacher, in there. Not even as like a parody, just like the real thing to see if anyone would have noticed. I love the episode calling out the treatment of women in the entertainment industry. The ending is heartbreaking. I loved it when Batman went on the Jurassic Park River Adventure at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. And my only gripe is with Bernie, the sympathy for him, which, I mean, we shouldn't be sorry for him. Old people shouldn't have rights.
Hey!
Jesus.
I take offense.
Come on, we're talking to Brian here. Lanola Cola says, you know what would have made Mr. Freeze in TNBA cooler? If his lackeys were polar bears with frickin' freeze ray guns attached to their heads. To which LexCorp had said, Mr. Freeze finally stopped using polar bear labor. If only Superman would do the same. In the Fortress of Solitude.
Yep.
Maybe it was the same polar bear. Grant Douglas. Hey, Yoppie dudes, glad to have finally caught up with the pod. As someone who is not born in the 1900s, I actually discovered the DCAU through the Watchtower Databases video on the new Batman Adventures redesign.
What?
That's pretty cool. While I walked away disappointed at not learning about the Joker liking men, that's the likes men across the thumbnail that people see on accident. A lifelong superhero fan disappointed with the MCU's recent dip in quality and too lazy to read comics, was inspired to start my own watch through the DCAU in the quote-unquote chronological order as dictated by some random Reddit post I found. I had already watched through BTAS, TNBA, and STAS since I'm a college dick with too much spare time when I realized this podcast existed. It's been a hell of a ride these last 4 months or so, and I'm very excited to finally get in to share my thoughts on this week's exciting episode. It's Mean Seasons. Yeah, I feel the same way about this one as I do the Sewer King episode. Very poignant and mature ending, but with everything preceding not being good enough to do it justice. At least the animation in this one isn't dog shit. Overall, a forgettable but not terrible episode. Anyways, just wanted to tell Brianosaurus Rex to hang in there. I recently skipped to Justice League and just finished the you-know-what arc, and it made everything watching before it so worth it. Seasons partings. Get it? GD. There you go. So you got stuff to look forward to, Brian. It gets better. It's already gotten better so far, I think, from the earliest BTAS days of, oh God, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah.
But sometimes we get mean seasons too, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. Legacy Allen from Legless. Yopton's log number 74. I'm going to hope this terrible Bane voice translates. Just glad I had time to get this made since opening night of a show I've been rehearsing for is the day after this pod airs, and there's still so much work to do. Yeah, tell us about the show.
Break the legs. Tell us about the show, yeah.
Tell them break all your legs.
Yopton's log number 74. My journey was one of massive gains. I spent a large portion of the cruise in my ship's wrestling gym, pumped full of the Baja Blast. Doing several reps of Killer Croc crunches and B-Man backbreakers, I found myself covered in residual wetness. While I was still somewhat recovering from the physical laboring, before the DOMs could even set in, I was snatched away by a small contingent of strangely familiar pirates. They strung me up from the crow's nest, and a voice in my pocket spoke to me. It sounded like me. I wrestled a single hand free while my captors were occupied and pulled a walkie-talkie ball from my pocket. Only the voice was coming through the ball, but there was no power. Had I kidnapped myself? God, it reminded me of a poorly scripted plot from the show I did as an actor. It got cancelled after hiring some little Yoptower fuck to upstage me.
I'm sure I had more stuff to this script.
Thank you. That just reminds me, I think we got most of the references in that one because they're more recent episodes. But it reminds me, I think it was Tipped Apricot and I were talking in the new Discord about they've been watching through with a friend Justice League, and there's a couple of the controversial Airdate order whoopsies in Justice League that we'll get to. And they were like, oh my gosh, like having to, like, you know, they referenced this but it hasn't happened yet and all this kind of stuff. And then I just like, I was born in it, molded by it. Welcome to my world or whatever. Let's see, this is from Ulrich Riddle.
Riddle me this, Jimmy John's and Burger King.
No.
What's got perfect hair, perfect abs, and perfect accuracy? Calendar Girls Chippendale henchmen.
Yeah.
One deftly disarmed the auto show guards by shooting their pistols from their hands, and another bullseyed Batman's grapnel lined with a grenade. They're more than just pretty faces. What's got 65 million years of might but can be healed like a hound? The mechanical T-Rex, which can fling Batman into a tree at Mach 5 but is held at bay by Batgirl's Batrope. Doesn't Batman have one of these in the Batcave? Does he know where the off switch is? What's hot and neutral and foils Batman's dramatic entrance? Faulty wiring. When Batman and Batgirl arrive to interrogate Irv Kleiman, we hear what seems to be a light switch clicking, but no lights turn on or off. Does Batman take these performance malfunctions personally? What new reality show mixes business and revenge this fall on GWB? It's Reverse Shark Tank. In each episode, kidnapped Gotham business sharks will offer up sweet contract deals to the supervillains they've wronged. Will the villain take the 60% equity stake or send the shark to the maze to face the riddle of the Minotaur? I have to know! And for that reason, I'm in Jubba 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 GWB until we yop again.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You fit that in a minute time. Good job.
Well done. Holy hell.
You had much to say. Also, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Eric LeBeau, Mean Seasons, or so Magic Mike's new manager is a woman. What up, January James and No Month Starts with a B, Brian? If Calendar Girl really wanted to do something evil with fireworks, she would have dropped some bang snaps from the roof of the building and just given everyone their heart attack.
Beptember.
Beptember, yes. You got to think about it for so long. Boktober. For real, though, I think this episode is very underrated. It tackles a lot of issues way ahead of its time, including the casting couch troubles, dysmorphia, studio meddling, and the societal definitions of beauty. It's got some great animation, too. Like, holy shit, the dinosaur fight was so well animated. You're damn right. But I think the best part about this episode for me is that it made me remember to get a calendar for my workspace at my new job. But in all seriousness,
congrats.
I do wish this episode was talked about more. Then again, keep your politics out of my DCAU. Until next time, keep calm and yop. Oh, wait. Everyone listening, become a patron for as little as $1 for the Watchtower database. I recently upped my pledge just because, but it won't save Nora. That's your job. Where was I? Oh, yeah. And yop on. Hey, thanks. Yeah, please do that.
That's a brilliant plug. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower. That's where it's at. You can get there. You can do it. True score. Happy holiday of your choosing, Britanniac and Juniper Networks. We had an absolute banger of an episode again today. Okay. I always found it interesting that they gender bent Calendar Man for the show. I've noticed also a couple people in the email so far have spelled it calendar. So there you go. But also, this just kind of feels like a totally new character. So I don't know if I can put it down as that Calendar Man has an obsession with the dates and holidays in the calendar, only ever doing things according to that on those days. Whereas Calendar Girl here just uses them as a disguise in a way, not as an obsession. They also take a completely different route from the normal he's just crazy Calendar Man stuff to giving her personality and a reasoning behind it. This one always felt really mature, and honestly it is. It's sad that these things happen all over the place with women. Heartbreaking. But also Batman. Really solid episode. Definitely in my top 10 for btas, I'd say. Very interesting.
Wow. Okay.
I think it tried to do a lot of good stuff, but didn't necessarily do things.
I mean, I guess it's another one of those situations where we talk like you often weight your top 10 based on animation. I'm like going at it for story. Like, I don't see why like socio-political commentary shouldn't be someone else's.
Well, I guess it's also just telling, like when we talked about whether the animation would like make a bad episode or bad episode better or whatever. Was like, we both have it at 8 and 9 right now on the top 10 of just like, even though I really like the dinosaur scene, it didn't do enough for me to go like, yeah, best episode.
Yeah.
Unlike Man-Bat, forever.
Obviously.
Here's what was said during the episode. Oh no, it's the Calendar Girl and her goons from Chip and Dale. Yeah, everyone's got it. Everyone got it.
Good job. Everybody take 2 points.
Yes. Why does every car at this car show look like a new model of the Cybertruck? It kind of did. Wait, she threw the French flag at him. Oh no. I surrender. Why did that hood slam so hard on that poor Chippendales dancer? Batman confirmed to be 30. Okay, I really want to see her face. Model students. Are you kidding me? Teen cop. End it all. Oh, look, it's the same T-Rex from Superman. How did she pin that October calendar into a rock? I don't know.
We didn't talk about the bullet deflecting curtains.
Yeah. I just remembered that too, yeah. The pew-pew, like ricochet flashes off of them. They're steel curtains. She got that Reaper stick like, Batman, your angel of death awaits. It was kind of anticlimactic. Oh, she's normal looking. That's actually so sad. What a banger. Until next time, Brody, sent on my Discord server with, as of Monday at 12:02 p.m., 44. Jake Gyllenhaal has been said 44 times. Oh my God. You haven't been in the new Discord server.
Nope.
It's good. It's mostly good. Come on in there. The link's below, everybody. It's fun.
Oh, I thought you were saying that to me, but I can't.
I mean, you can. You'll just get spoiled on everything, so don't do that.
Ugh.
Hex Lex, Iceman Cometh. I've never seen this movie before, and neither had my roommate, who also loves btas. So we watched this together. At the end of it, she said, that was fine. And I think I agree with her conclusion. We both also noticed CGI Alfred's weird robotic but somehow jelly-like backstep and came to a similar conclusion that this felt more like an extended episode than a movie. I definitely didn't expect Mask of the Phantasm level, but was still a bit let down. Mean Seasons. I was surprised at how mature the story themes were for this one. I don't know if I saw this one as a kid, but if I did, I'm sure any part where Batman wasn't fighting went right over my head. All in all, I thought it was a very good story and loved the twist ending. My favorite bit in this one was probably the TV producer trying to shoot Paige with the laser pistol. But overall, the Chippendales henchmen were a ton of fun too.
We didn't mention that either.
The pistol thing?
Yeah.
The gun. Yeah, it looked a lot like the guns you had for Zeta Month as the Zeta.
Yes, it did.
Things. The dinosaur animatronic has some of the same stock sounds as Bowser in Mario Kart 64. I did notice that.
Oh, I didn't.
When it smashes into the cliff, it makes like that like same sound that he makes when you hit him with his shell.
Fuck, that's awesome.
And there's no way someone else hasn't said it yet, but when Paige shows up at the beginning, she looks uncannily like Shigo from Kim Possible. We didn't say that, but I see it, yeah. Any but, thanks as always for your time. Work has been picking up, so I hope to send some Yoppie Bevs your way in the near future. Hex.
Aww.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
We love Yoppie Bevs. They're so delicious.
So
we only get them
tasty.
every once in a while because they're only in Canada. That's what we should get Kyle to send us.
No.
Mail us yogurt.
That's the worst sentence anybody's ever said.
It means seasons or mail us yogurt. No. Jordan and Newman mean seasons.
You're listening to GCN, Gotham City News with Jack Ryder. Tonight's top story, a former actress and model turned herself into a calendar-themed supervillain and Batman had to take her down. But I think the far more significant part of tonight's news was when Batman fought a surprisingly advanced and extremely dangerous animatronic dinosaur on a film set. I don't know who designed something that dangerous for a film set, but they deserve either a Nobel Prize or a military contract. You decide. Now over to the music. My favorite musical moment in this episode was when the sort of sleazy saxophone music is playing in the background when a shitty executive is trying to coerce a young model, and then the instant Batman walks into the room, the music suddenly stops with an audible click, but it doesn't look like anyone's near a radio. It doesn't seem that Batman turned it off, which means the click is non-diegetic, and just for the comedic effect, if the tone of this episode were like 3 degrees lighter, I think that would have been a record scratch. Never apologize for loving your fandom, and try to stay optimistic.
I love the order of the emails, bringing that up and then explaining it later. Non-diegetic, good use. I explained that in like 50 episodes of the podcast or more ago, what that meant. Thank you. It's good. Keen Machine, again, to bookend it, mean seasons or Keen submits mail on time. Greetings, James and Brian. I have a lot of thoughts about this episode, but I tried to fit as much as I could in the voice memo. This was a character with a lot of potential. I'll leave it at that. See you in the fall, Yoppie dudes. Keen Machine.
Greetings, James and
Oh my god,
Ryan. Well, I still haven't had the chance to watch Sub-Zero, so I'll have to save my commentary on that for a random future mail segment. Stay tuned. But for now, let's move on to mean seasons, and quickly, because I'm already at 20 seconds almost. Our new calendar man's a woman.
There it is.
That's 20 seconds. This episode had such a great start of an idea that just never quite came together. It had the tragedies of both Clayface and Baby Doll mixed together, someone who hates their appearance and someone who sees aging as the antagonist of their career and livelihood. But unlike these stories that garnered sympathy, it's really sporadic and awkward. You know, we have kidnapped CEOs and car salesmen and a T-Rex battle in the park, but there's just so little actual substance here.
Yeah.
I did love the costuming, I will say, and I love the double entendre of the calendar girl persona. But the payoff of seeing her mask removed and that whole moment, and oh my gosh, she's actually still beautiful, just doesn't really have much of an impact because we didn't get to know the character beforehand. Also, the PSA of Bruce learns about ageism in the workplace just really felt unnecessary. Good thing he updated the policy, though, because, you know, for reasons beyond today's story. All right, I'm out of time. Keep it keen.
Thank you for that.
1 second under, too. Good job. Very keen.
My hero.
Scarloey won passive-aggressive season.
Oh.
Hello, listener, and welcome back to Jump on the Mechanic Wagon. I'm your youthful host, Scarloey One, and this is I Will Tell You, Season 1, Episode 9 of the New Earl Adventures Car Season. Earl bumped into his neighbor when he arrived at his apartment. Hey, Earl, how was the car show? Well, a woman and some Chippendales kidnapped my friend I used to work with. Then my stupid old boss Batman showed up. Sorry about your friend. It's fine. I never liked him anyway. The end. You probably think this episode takes place at the same time as Mean Season, but this episode clearly takes place in the winter, so I guess the same thing happened twice. Anyway, see you next week. Same TV time, same poo-poo channel.
Thank you, youthful Scarloey. Last first, we have Mark Aquino. Mean seasons or killer fashion, or are you in good hands? Why do I get the feeling that this is one Brian's going to hate?
Why indeed?
Look, I think this was an episode that I thought I'd liked in the past, but having rewatched it for the podcast, ooh boy, yowie zowie, slap my cowie. Remember, folks, I write these things for James to say it out loud. You're welcome. Okay, I will say this. The animation by TMS is once again aces, and the music is great too. Also, I like some of the concepts it had regarding ageism, even if most of them don't exactly stick the landing. Most people talk about how great the ending is, and I do like it, but it doesn't really make up for a mostly uneven story. When it transitions to where the pervy agent's office is, I half expected the Warner Brothers and their sister Dot to run by, given how much of it looks like the Warner lot. I wonder what, yeah, you said that out loud, just Warner Brothers lots when we first.
Yeah.
I wonder what the fall lineup for kids GWB was back then. Sadly, most of those new fall shows they were touting would get canceled by the end of the year, all except for Teen Cop. It's an awful idea, but then I'm reminded that Young Sheldon ran for 7 seasons, so what the hell do I know? God.
Wait, is Young Sheldon the Big Bang Theory?
Yes, it It is prequel. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't watch a
I'll
single
never understand
episode.
how either of those shows. I didn't either. I'll not understand how either of those shows ever made it past one season. Boss Biggest Bear Hugs, #1 podcast host in this year multiverse of ours, July 19th, and Barbara Streisand. Praise to our Lord and Savior, Dylan Pollock. Keep up the great work on your own podcast. Remember to tell Gab that she rules. Next week is an episode that we'll neither hype up or speak badly about before then. It's an episode and nothing more. No expectations there. Vagueness. Happy now, James? Till next week, smoke bomb that'll be blown out by a big old whoosh. That's because I just flew away, baby. I am happy.
It's an episode to me.
It was an episode to me. All right, I guess that's the mail.
Okay, we did it, Jamie.
We did it. So next week's actually Little Girl Lost,
Okay.
Supergirl's origin story. Do you want to predict any sort of thing that happens at all in the episode?
It's a Superman episode.
Yeah. What is her origin story? How do we suddenly there came a Supergirl? What's going on?
Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. If I'm going to make a guess, I'm going to make an educated guess, which
Okay,
I'm going to
please.
use my education for.
Education rules.
So if you are calculating the roof loads of a building in Florida, let's say, for where Ryan Hipp lives, you don't have to really worry about calculating for like snow and ice, but you're going to be worrying about like hurricanes and rain and flooding. And you're also going to have to worry about like how that ties in with like, the kind of like ground that you're building your foundation onto. Is it going to be swampy or whatever?
How moist.
So with that being said, Supergirl's parents are architects, and then they get killed in an alley with a gun, but Joker shoots them. Is that good?
Oh. No, that was awful and 100% inaccurate.
I thought my education
the thing you
was
said
going to
about
help.
roofs was pretty good, though.
I always go back
said about
to
Florida.
it. That was the worst thing in school is calculating roof loads, and now I don't even remember anymore.
When did you have to do that, and why?
Because I went to school for architecture.
I didn't.
Oh,
That's where you went wrong.
Yeah. Yes, it is, and I'm not an architect.
You could be.
No, I don't.
You do 100% more architecture than I do. You build shit all the time. You just built a TV stand or whatever for your friend.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's not architecture.
You built the entire desk you're sitting at.
That's also true.
You had to lay it out. You had to do the
Plus
things.
that thing
all right?
and that thing and that thing and that thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in this room I built? I don't think so. Yeah.
My heart.
I didn't build your heart. I'm not your father.
See you next week for Actually Little Girl Lost.
Okay, listeners.
It's a two-parter.
Thank you
both parts,
Whoa!
1 and 2. Whoa!
Listener, thank you for being here and making it to this far. Since you made it to the end of the episode, I'm going to tell you a secret. What's a good
What's
secret?
the secret, Brian?
Oh, don't like that at all. That's a secret.
Should I keep using this?
No.
I have to talk so low for it to be normal.
Wait, talk in your normal voice.
Okay, this is about where I would normally speak.
It's not that bad.
But if I go down here, it's so much better.
Should we do a new segment at the end of the episode? I tell a secret.
Yeah, and then I have that voice while you tell the secret.
No, I don't like that. What if we just change off? Say, fuck, man, I don't have secrets. Do I have a secret?
Oh, I don't know. You came up. You said this.
My area code for my phone number starts with 707.
Oh my god.
Do with that what you will.
I won't.
Sick.
Goodbye.
Oh.
I don't like this either.
Did you read her rights?
Yes, sir.
Then she knows they don't include this.
No, don't look, please. Oh, no.
She's beautiful.
She can't see that anymore. All she sees are the flaws.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Timm Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Podtower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.